Today is August 18th, and here are your headlines. RG3 talks talks in the preseason again. Novak Djokovic talks about marijuana. Connor Shaw is hurt. The NFL preseason schedule for 2015 is up. Maurice Jones-Drew joins the NFL Network. Snoop Dogg's son gives up football, of course. And Northwestern loses the union ruling. We get an update from NASCAR. And players have left esports teams. But also players have left some college football teams. There's some transfers. If you are ready, then we shall go. Right about now. Welcome to show number 5 of the Bridge of Sports podcast, everybody. I am Joe, and now you know what the headlines are. Let's get down to business. Now, I didn't have this in the notes, but I'm going to talk about this anyway. RG3, Robert Griffin III, went on a bit of a talk, and he was basically asked the question, I think something that goes like, who should start for the Redskins? He is a Redskins quarterback. But he kind of took it maybe a little bit too far. What he said was that he was the best quarterback in the NFL. Really? I think what he meant was that he would be the best quarterback on the team. At least I'm hoping that's what he meant. But he went out and said he is the best quarterback in the NFL. And that is just flat out wrong. I mean, you try to tell that to Peyton Manning. Try to tell that to Tom Brady, who has his own legal issues right now. Try to tell that to Andrew Luck. You're not going to get away with it. Poor Robert Griffin III sticks his foot in his mouth again. He did it last year. He's doing it again this year. So what has he got to do to really clean this little act up? I don't know. Could somebody please tell me? He's got to figure this out for himself. Okay? But this is just a bad comment that he made. Just absolutely stupid. And I don't get why he said that. And there's a quarterback in my area named Ben Roethlisberger who's got a good argument about that too. RG3, you got to win some Super Bowls before you even say something like that. And I don't think he's going to. He's not on a good team. His coaches keep changing out on him. His owner is an idiot. And the Redskins, they kind of have their own problems. They don't need to have this hanging with them as well. So what's going to happen to Robert? What's going to happen to RG3? If he keeps doing this, he will sit the bench again this year. Kirk Cousins could start ahead of him. He did it last year. Why not do it this year? He has to be the number one quarterback on the team first before he goes on to be the next whatever. I don't know. He's just stupid. Anyway, I'm going to go right into college football here. And we see that Arkansas's running back Jonathan Williams will not play in 2015. Now, the Arkansas does have some depth there at running back. When Brett Bielema came in from Wisconsin, he wanted to insert some power, to Arkansas. And so far, he's doing all right. Bielema's doing okay. He's just in that conference. He's just in the SEC. Okay, he's not gonna. He's gonna have good games. He's gonna have bad games. But it's not gonna be all that great, I don't think. But Jonathan Williams has to have surgery on his left foot. The procedure that he's going to undertake should keep him off his feet through December. The college football season ends in November. This is not good for him. He is going to sit out all year long because he's got a bad left foot. Now I'm looking through here to see what actually happened. I'm not seeing anything. I don't know if he broke it. I'm assuming that he broke it. And I'm not seeing anything, so one can assume that he broke it because it is surgery. So, hey, we'll see what happens. Now, I talked about some people whether leaving the teams voluntarily or being dismissed from teams. Kentucky dismissed Marcellus Jones. This is due to violation of team rules. It has to be severe for something like this to happen, because if you violate team rules, you're going to get punished. Whether it's for a game, whether it's for a month, or you're dismissed. And he was let go. Marcellus Jones left the Buckeyes because he was not getting playing time. He went to Kentucky to get playing time. And he just messed himself over. You violate team rules, you're done. You're out. And that is really the problem with him. Now, a few months ago, I want to say, it was a few months ago, Northwestern went to court because they said that the players, whether it be football, basketball, and swimming, any type of sports, baseball, whatever. They said that they should be unionized in order to get some rights. Because they wanted to get paid. Because to them, having a college scholarship is not even worth it. You know, they still have to pay for their food. They still have to pay for their vehicles, however they get around. They still have to pay for all this stuff. And really, that's what I tend to think that that's what should happen. You know, because these players have gone through enough. They get hurt. They go out, they sacrifice their bodies for our enjoyment. But I don't know. I kind of feel for them, but they lost the ruling. So now they're not going to get the benefits. They're not going to get paid. They're not going to get all these other things that they would need to have, that they would like to have to play football, to play basketball, baseball, whatever they want to play. But since we're on this subject, and something that I would maybe like to see myself, maybe we could have some esports going into college. Maybe we could have, along these same lines, these colleges grant scholarships to people that play these online games. You know, football's still going to be your big money maker. I think you're not going to take out football no matter what you do. Only football can only take out football as a top money maker. That's it. The NFL and college football would have to screw up big time to lose a lot of money, or to lose that number one ranking. But I don't know. We'll see. Now, we had one foot injury. Now there's another. Jake Coker will be sidelined for a few weeks due to a minor foot injury. Actually, we'll just keep him out of practice for several days. Will he make the first game of the season for Alabama? That right now is unclear. Right now, Nick Saban and Lane Kiffin, they're looking for that next quarterback. Blake Sims went on to the NFL. So now they have to look to see who's available on their roster. And with Jake Coker having a foot injury, probably like a contusion or something. He stubbed his toe. You know, something has to happen. And I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be a tough time, and that's not really a good start for Alabama there anyway. They're a top program. They reload every year, and if they get an injury like this to a key position, they're going to be out. They're just going to be out. And a little bit more quarterback news. USC lost a quarterback in Ricky Town. Ricky transferred. So now what's going to happen here? USC has to find a way to get up on the Pac-12 or 14 or 16 or whatever it is anymore. Actually, I'm just kidding. But they need to find a way to get back up on top of the Pacific Conference. Because if they don't, yes, Oregon went to the championship game and got appropriately stomped by the Buckeyes. I'm just saying. But they got beat. Okay. So, what could happen? They're going to have to look through their roster and find out who's going to be their top guy. Right now, they're looking at senior Cody Kessler, a potential Heisman Trophy candidate. But we'll see what happens. If he is to win the Heisman Trophy, they're going to have to beat everybody on their schedule and get into the college football playoffs. Who's going to make the playoffs? Who knows? We'll try to figure that out here maybe in a couple weeks. Hopefully do a preseason, college football preseason thing. We'll see. Now, I don't know if this is a mistake or not, but Clemson shuts off social media for their players. I don't know what I think about this. Okay, on one side, you want to keep the players focused. You don't want to be distracted by Twitter. You don't want to be distracted by Facebook or Instagram. And there's some hot pics up on Instagram. You seen Christina Aguilera? I'm just saying. But there's stuff out there that can really get into players' heads and distract them from what they need to concentrate on. But I don't. With today's day and age, and this is the other side of the coin, you really need to educate people about social media. And by Clemson shutting off social media to their players, that's not education. That's putting the blinders on. And they can't, it's not a good idea to do that. No. It's really not a good idea to do that. So, who knows? I lean to the side of not liking this because the education is more important than having the players focus, but just slightly. Just slightly. Now, Snoop Dogg's son hangs up the cleats. I don't know. I saw an ESPN show about him and his dad, him and Snoop Dogg. And Snoop Dogg, I think, admitted that he puts his son under a lot of pressure. And maybe that pressure got to be a little too much to handle. Going to school for UCLA. You know, he was a 4-star recruit. The son's name is Cordell Broadus. I got that right. I hope I got that right. And he is going to concentrate on his school, on his education, which is a good move. Graduating over trying to get into the NFL is much more important. Your chances of getting into the National Football League are not big at all. Just not huge. So for him to give up football, to concentrate on education, I think that's a good thing. I think that's a really, really good thing. Now, for more people leaving, since Michigan got a new head coach named Jim Harbaugh, a lot of the people that Brady Hoke has recruited is leaving the scene here. So really, I think that that's really kind of the thing here, because if you can't take the heat, you get out of the kitchen, so to speak. So I think that's really the problem here, is that people, they cannot grasp the concept of what other coaches, or they just cannot take the pressure that other coaches bring. And I think that's the problem. Players give up because they cannot take the pressure. And they are going to find something that is more adequate to their taste, to their needs. And I think I think it kind of gives Jim Harbaugh a little bit of disservice, but I'm not worried about that program. Look at this Ohio State behind me. Don't take it in that context. That program will be just fine, Michigan fans. Harbaugh knows how to recruit. He will get the recruits to fill in those holes. You're a little bit under right now. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Now, Tennessee, they are in need of some defensive linemen. And they have a freshman that is ready, named Kahil McKenzie. 6'3", 344-pound defensive tackle, and a former five-star prospect from California. 6'3", that's pretty tall. 344 pounds, and that's pure muscle. I'm right about that weight. I'm around the, well, maybe not. I need to go weigh myself, really. 344 may be a bit much for me, actually, but 6 foot where I'm at, and I'm 344 pounds, I better be built for a defensive tackle. And I tell you what, if he is, and him being a five-star recruit, he better deliver the goods. You're in Tennessee, from California. You better deliver the goods. We'll see how he does. Tennessee and the SEC. Yeah, you better deliver the goods. But we'll see how he does as the season goes on. You know, I really need to learn how to link these show notes better, but together better, because we're back to Michigan. And the Wolverines become the first Jordan Brand program in college football. Note this. There's a lot of different Nike brands that are out there right now. I know Ohio State's Nike. I think some of the smaller ones like Bowling Green, they're Nike. There's a lot of them that's Nike right now. In fact, I think Oregon's Nike too. But nobody has Jordan with them. And the Wolverines, they got the Jordan brand. Well, what's going to happen now with the Wolverine as far as what their clothing purchases go? The Jordan brand itself could give them millions of dollars, because it's no longer just the swoosh of Nike. Now you got Jordan dunking a basketball with that swoosh. Really, that's going to do more for their basketball clothing, their basketball line, than what it does for the football line. But that's for every sport. That's for everything. And you better believe that Michigan will take advantage of this. They will. You watch. This is going to be huge. MJD. It's going a bit of a pro stance now. Maurice Jones-Drew joins the NFL Network as an analyst. MJD spent 9 years in the NFL with the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Oakland Raiders. Went to the Pro Bowl 3 times. 3 times to the Pro Bowl. And I I tell you what, he did some bang up work in the NFL, I think. He rushed for over 8,000 yards and had 68 touchdowns while catching 346 passes for almost 3,000 yards and had 11 touchdowns. He led the NFL in rushing yards in 2011 with 1,606. But he did have the injury bug after that, and he went off to the Raiders and then just retired after that. The thing is with running backs, and there is only one exception, Viking fans. They run out of juice. Or they get hurt enough to where they just can't go anymore. And this is really the case with MJD. He was like a bowling ball going down the field. You had to get lower than him. And there wasn't really anybody getting lower than MJD. Nobody was getting lower than him. And he just ran it down people's throats. Should he get into the Hall of Fame? I think he's more outside looking in. I don't see him going to the Hall really, because once again you have to win championships. And he doesn't have a ring. I don't think the resume's enough for him to get in. It's a good resume. It's a damn good resume. But I just don't think it's enough for him to get in at all. Now here's some bad news for me. I'm a bit of a Browns fan. Connor Shaw got hurt. Quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. He has undergone, or he will undergo surgery. I don't know if he's done it yet or not. But he has undergone surgery to repair his thumb that he suffered in last Thursday's loss to the Washington Redskins. 20-17. Now, if that, and I think the thumb that's injured is on his throwing hand, if that's the case, you can't throw the football. It's going to have a really weird spin to it. Because once you throw that football, if you throw it, you got to try to have as nice and tight of a spiral on that football as what you possibly can. If that thumb, if any of these digits of this hand is hurt, any of them, you're not going to throw the football. Just not going to happen. That football is just going to really be bad. It's going to look like a really bad duck. Really. And you don't want to see anything that comes out of your hand like a wounded duck. That is very problematic, certainly. So what could happen? What really could happen with him. You still got Johnny Football. Yes, you do. And actually, within that game, and from what I saw of it, Johnny Football, Johnny Manziel, did not look that bad. Yes, he still took plays, and yes, there was some communications between him and the sideline because his headset was because the headset inside the helmet was down. At least I think that was the case. But, we'll see. I mean, he's still got a rushing touchdown. He did call his number. Yes, he did. But, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Now, he wasn't the only new guy that was out on the field. There was a guy named Marcus Mariota, one of the highly touted quarterbacks that was in the draft this year. And really, yes, he did make some mistakes, but one of the things that went on through him is whatever he had an interception. I think he had a fumble as well. He didn't let those mistakes get to him. And this is one of those things that these NFL coaches are looking for, because it shows that he can get over mistakes. He can get over bad things. Will it be good enough for him to take over a starting spot sometime? I think he needs to sit. I would love to see this for all rookie quarterbacks. Hold on to the clipboard for a year. And if you're good enough, if you think you can take the starting job away from whoever started last year, then you go on and do it. The NFL is all about who can play the best, not who is in second place. If you want to be the best, you have to show that you are the best. RG3, are you listening? That's some good advice for you, brother. That's some good advice for you. If you want to be the best, you have to show that you are the best. Now, Mariota, in his game, he finished 7 of 8, 7 completions out of 8 attempts for passing for 94 yards. The interception was his only incomplete pass. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. If he's showing the effort, if he continues to improve, he'll be fine. Now, here's where I get to give you this week's lineup and when they play. And we're going to start with Thursday night. It'll be Lions at the Redskins. That's a 7:30 kickoff time that will be on with local affiliates, and if you have NFL Game Pass, you'll be able to watch it. At 8 o'clock on ESPN will be the Bills and the Browns at Cleveland. On Friday, we have the Falcons. We have Atlanta versus the New York Football Jets. That will be with local affiliates and on NFL Game Pass. The Seahawks and Chiefs, that will be also on Friday night at 8 o'clock on the NFL Network and on NFL Game Pass. Bills and Browns will also be on Watch ESPN app. The Dolphins and the Panthers. Now we're looking at Saturday, and there's a whole lot of Saturday games. 7 p.m. These are all night games, local affiliates, NFL Game Pass. Ravens and Eagles, 7 p.m. NFL Network, NFL Game Pass. Bears at Colts, 7:30, local affiliates, NFL Game Pass. Jaguars at Giants, 7:30, local affiliates, NFL Game Pass. Patriots at Saints, 7:30, local affiliates, NFL Game Pass. Raiders and Vikings, 8 p.m., local affiliates, NFL Game Pass. Broncos at Texans, once again, 8 p.m., NFL Game Pass and local affiliates. And the Chargers at the Cardinals will be 10 p.m. on NFL Network and also on NFL Game Pass. On Sunday, it'll be the only Sunday game, Packers at Steelers, 1 p.m. It'll be the only afternoon game on NFL Network and NFL Game Pass. Oh, wait. There's 2 more Sunday games. Duh. Rams at Titans, 8 p.m. on Fox and Fox Sports Go. The Fox Sports Go app. 49ers are basically Cowboys at 49ers. My bad again. Local affiliates, 8 p.m. NFL Game Pass. And on Monday Night Football on ESPN, Bengals at Buccaneers, and on Watch ESPN. So what are we looking for? We are looking for all these quarterbacks to show some improvement. Those who want to start, those who want to take starting jobs, should show some improvement. Will they? I don't know. We'll see what happens there. Who will win the Buffalo Bills quarterback battle? We'll see what happens here. Matt Castle, E.J. Manuel, and Tyrod Taylor. These are what's it. One of these 3 is going to get the Bills' starting job at quarterback. Who's going to take command? Somebody needs to take command of that. Take command of the starting spot of that team. And what are the Browns going to do? These teams need to figure out their rosters. And I think that they will at some point. now. We got to get to something rather disappointing. Geno Smith. You got into a fight, bro, and you instigated it. Yes, Geno Smith got into a fight. He got into a fight. But let's see if I can say this name right. Enem Kapali. Enem Kapali. That's all one word. The reason why those two got into a fight is because Geno Smith owed Enem Kapali $600. $600. And what Geno Smith basically said, if I understand this right, he said that I am not going to pay you. Why? It's $600. You're making millions of dollars a year. And you can't pay the new guy $600? That's bull. So Geno Smith got hit square in the jaw, broke his jaw, because he instigated the fight, by all reports. So, he's out for a good part of the season, if not all season. And Enem Kapali went to the Buffalo Bills. Guess what? Enem Kapali got pancaked. Oh, man. Two wrongs do not make a right. Geno Smith shouldn't have started the fight, and Enem Kapali for $600, dude. Really? You're hitting a person over $600? That doesn't make any sense. That makes absolutely no sense to me. $600. I'm telling you. This is just stupid, 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 stupid. Now, I'm not going to do a whole lot of baseball today. But as the baseball season goes on, then I will do some more baseball. Okay. So we're going to hit to the minor leagues. Minor leaguing. David Benson revealed in public that he is gay. You know what? In this age, in the way things are today, I don't care. You're gay, you're straight, you're bi, whatever. I don't care. The only thing that I care about, with you being a player, with you being a 20-year-old, is can you do your job well? Can you hit the ball? Can you be a good interior defenseman? You play first base. Which, and if you play first base, then one, you can hit for power, because most first basemen hit for power. Not all, but most do. And you can make some plays on the bag. You're not a shortstop, you're a first baseman. If you can do those things, I don't give a damn what you are, what color you are, what religion you're associated with, or your sexuality. I just don't care. Just do your job. Now we're going to get into NASCAR. Or better yet, we're going to get into some racing. Not just NASCAR. But there's some sad news from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. A sprint car driver named James Campbell Jr. was killed last Friday night in a crash at Williams Grove Speedway. They were doing a World of Outlaws event. And those World of Outlaw cars, they can flat out fly. But they're not really secure. You could, from my understanding of it, you could be still seatbelt strapped in. And with the wings up above your vehicle, not in the back, up above. You have one sitting, you have one like straight up, and you have one kind of down. Okay, kind of like this. Okay, hit the table, whatever. And that's supposed to really help you out through the turns, get your speed and all that stuff. But you can get severely damaged in one of those cars. And he hit the wall on the half-mile banked clay oval track. While doing some warm-up laps. So they weren't going full speed. At least they're not supposed to. He hit the wall. It flipped because he hit the wall. And died later that night. Now, on Thursday night in Iowa, sprint car driver Kevin Swindell flipped his car and ended up in the hospital. What could happen with these vehicles now in order to get some more security? Don't know. Just don't know. And for something that happened last year, and this is what was going on before the Michigan race. If you remember what Tony Stewart did last year, he struck driver Kevin Ward Jr. in a non-NASCAR sanctioned race. Kevin Ward Sr. and Pamela Ward, his wife, spoke Friday morning on ABC's Good Morning America. And now they filed a lawsuit, a wrongful death lawsuit that intends to sue Tony Stewart for damages. Ever since this accident, Tony Stewart himself has not seen anything above 20th place. The only way that both sides are going to get over this is if they settle. And for the family of Kevin Ward, no amount of money will be enough. That's just the way it is. Since Tony Stewart was not convicted of a crime in that instance, they are out to sue him. The family of Kevin Smith Jr. is out to sue Tony Stewart. This is as ugly, I think, as what it's going to get. The only thing they have to do is get through it. Now we get to Michigan. Now we get to the good stuff. And Matt Kenseth was the class of the field. Oh, man. He was ahead of second place by at least 4 seconds. When it all came down to it, he was the class of the field. So who won? Well, Matt Kenseth did. And how about Joe Gibbs Racing? Oh, crap. They have won a lot this year. That team is just going insane. They are on fire. And it is just nuts. I'm hoping that I hear the Dale Earnhardt Jr. download and try to maybe see about getting his thoughts on the race. He does do that for the download if he's had a good day, even if he's had a bad day. Sometimes if he's done it, or if he's had a bad day, only sometimes so. But if he's had a good day, yeah, he'll do it. Jimmy Johnson didn't have a good day though. He hit the wall and he was just out. So, and if you didn't see this too, I wouldn't blame you. Not everybody's a NASCAR fan, but if you're a NASCAR fan and you didn't see this, the high drag package came out for this race. And the thing is, that high drag, when you have more drag, that the car just kind of goes down a little bit more. It keeps the car supplanted on the track. The thing is, it wasn't getting the results that they wanted. So, did it work or didn't it? No, it didn't. That was just too easy. No, it didn't. It did not work there at all. Oh man, that was just bad. But enough of the bad news. Let's get on to some really good news here. There's more bad news ahead, I guarantee that. But when we get to esports, you'll find out. But when a day has a day, like this day did, I'm talking about Jason Day, and Australia should be really, really happy. He won the PGA Championship. It's just another golf tournament, just another major. And he won it with a 3-shot victory on Sunday. That was really, really cool. He shot a 67. A 67. That is huge. And he was just lights out. And that was just huge for him. The way that he learned golf, yeah, he kind of grew up watching Tiger. But he lost his dad at 12 years old. When he started taking up golf, the only thing that his mom could afford him was one golf club. And he took it to a championship. That is huge. And that's one of the better stories, I think, right now for the PGA. And really, they should take hold of that. If they're smart, they would take hold of that and run. Because look, Tiger Woods did not make the weekend. Tiger is still working on his swing. You're getting up there in age, You've got to. He's got to do something. He's got to get his mind right. I think if he's mentally correct, he will be able to get into these tournaments a little bit more. And I don't think his head's in it. If his head was in it, he would get that swing corrected. His head's not in it. And I'm just saying, he needs to get stuff corrected. Now, Novak Djokovic did talk about a marijuana a marijuana odor at the 2015 Rogers Cup. He had to point that out to officials. Because I tell you what, if you smell marijuana coming from anything or anybody, that is just bad. That is just wrong. Man, I'm running along today. So let's get this thing going again a little bit more. Maybe a little bit faster as we hit the esports, which means we're on the other side of the bridge right now. And we get to say that Major League Gaming League Ladder had to reset everything that they had because Call of Duty was under a DDoS attack. You know, these attackers will do that. They will get into these more popular games and they will attack and attack and attack until they get whatever they want. They'll slow it down. I mean, it happened to WoW upon Warlord's launch. DDoS came right in and just hit. And that's why people couldn't get into their questing. They couldn't do this. They couldn't do that. So what Major League Gaming said was, we're just going to do a reset and we'll get... we'll get Call of Duty, the Call of Duty Pro League up and running on September 7th. So that's about 3 weeks from now, roughly. Now also, there's a couple people that left some of their teams. Peter PTR Gurney left Mythic, and Spencer Hiko Martin left Maximum Effort. These are two free agents that are really looking for teams, and I really do think that teams are looking for players. They're going to look at the people that left and say that we are going to take you, we're going to take you, we're going to take you. And I guarantee you that's what's going to happen. Because right now there are some tournaments that are either just starting up, and I'm talking about BlizzCon, and there are some tournaments that have just ended. Dota 2. League of Legends is starting to finish up. Now also, with those two leaving, Hiko has been trying out for Team Liquid. Good luck. See, the reason why I do this podcast is because there are player moves that if you look at esports and then you look at regular sports, there are similarities. And I'm just saying, there are similarities here. On one side, you have some roster moves, you got trades, you have free agency. Here, you have people leaving or they're being kicked out, i.e., they're free agents. There are some similarities here. Extents also announced their new roster. And I get their lineup right here. Antonio Flippin Rivas Del Rey. That's the full name. Rivas Del Rey. David Correa de Miguel have both rejoined Extents. Flippin 1. Carrie _ Bricky. M1XL, XWell, M1X, well, these are all Twitter names. X6 Nino at Nim and Nemenja KGR. They are all a part of Extents. At least that's how I'm pronouncing it. So we'll see what happens now. Dota 2 International 2015. The Evil Geniuses won the Grand Championship. Wow. And I was kind of checking this out there too. They just, in some of those matches were a little bit back and forth, but they flat out flattened everybody. They went out and destroyed. They were beat in the first part, but they went through the defeated bracket and just destroyed everybody. Came back from where they were in the losers bracket and won it all. So, we gotta say congratulations to the Evil Geniuses, Clinton Fear Loomis, Syed Suma Hassan, Sahil Universe Aurora, Peter PPD Dagger, and Curtis AOI _2000 Ling. Except for when the match was over a couple days after, actually, Curtis AUI 2000 Ling was drop kicked from the Evil Geniuses. He went to Twitter afterward and said, and I quote, "I have been kicked from EG after winning TI. I actually hate people." They won, and then he got kicked. He was with Cloud9, and then he got kicked by Evil Geniuses after they won. After they won. Does this make any sense to you? It doesn't to me. You won. You should be able to keep everybody in that system. Everybody on that team. It just kind of smells like, if you remember The Weakest Link TV show, where you had the old lady, old British lady, sit, or up on the sand, and she pointed at the person and say, "You are the weakest link. Goodbye." That's what it sounds like. You are the weakest link. And they said, "See ya, bozo. Goodbye." That was just stupid. I'm sorry, that was dumb. But anyway, Cloud9 released their Dota 2 roster. Jackie, Eternal NB Mayo. Adrian Fata Trinks. Pittner Bone 7 Armand. Johan Big Daddy Sunstein. Rasmus Misiri Flipson. Those are the team members. They were in the 9th to 12th place bracket in an International 5, and because they were knocked out by VC Gaming in the lower bracket. Yes, I did see that one, and yeah, I do think that they had to make some changes right there, but we'll see what happens. Now, Copenhagen, they will have a little bit of Blizzard news. They will have, before we go, they will have Hearthstone and Heroes of the Storm in Copenhagen, Germany. So if you're overseas, you want to see some games going on, there's a little CS, Geo going on there as well. Yeah, you know. Little Halo, but hey, it's alright, let's go. They're going to have some Blizzard over there too. This is going to be really good stuff. And hopefully we'll see some good things coming out of Copenhagen this year. Now, as far as what Heroes of the Storm goes, the America's Championship. Is going to be in Las Vegas, Nevada, in the desert. And two of the strongest teams they're hoping to see there: Tempo Storm and Cloud9 Maelstrom, and Cognitive Gaming. Will they make it? We shall see. All these teams are really good. And I want to see this happen. Oh, man. This is going to be very exciting. That's the America's Championship. The August qualifier, the August Open, 2 teams that all these teams, all 5 of these teams are going to be competing in the America's Championship because 2 teams. That's it. 2 teams out of America. At least I think it's 2 teams. Maybe 3 teams. I'm not exactly sure. I gotta find the freaking bracket. Nope, 2 teams out of the American Championship. One team out of Korea, 2 teams out of Europe, 2 teams out of America, 2 teams out of China, and 1 team from Taiwan. That's going to be it. That's going to be your top 8 for Heroes of the Storm at BlizzCon. Oh, boy. But this one in Nevada is going to be awesome. I cannot wait. Now they do have some room bookings. They got some other things going on too, and definitely you can watch this up on Twitch. We really believe you can watch this up on Twitch. This is going to be just an excellent series. Have fun with it for yourself. And Twitch for this event. All the way through BlizzCon is going to be awesome. Alright guys, it is time for me to go. The allotted time for Alpha Geek Radio is almost run out. So, how to get a hold of me? Well, if you want to listen or watch the show, watch the show on bumblebeenet.com/live at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to listen to the show live, you can go check us out on alphageekradio.com on channel 3 at the same time. We are on iTunes and Stitcher Radio as Bumblebee Net, so please give us a 5-star rating or other supplements. Of course, as far as the Bumblebee Network is concerned, that is where the show is located. Twitter, the network is Bumblebee Net. The show is the Bridge of Sports. Facebook, you can find that as the Bridge of Sports as well. Or you can email me, joe@bumblebee.net. Now, as a little reminder, tinyurl.com/Alpha Geek Upgrade. There's only one day left if you're listening live, so go check that out. There's only a few hours to do it. I'm serious. Only a few hours. Get in there. Get it done. And there's another link to tinyurl.com/Alpha Geek Topics. You can now post topics and make us hosts do things that we might not want to do. At least on Alpha Geek Radio. So anyway, go check that stuff out. Get it done. And we will see you guys next week on the bridge. Because guess what? You have just crossed the bridge. Bye guys. This show is a part of the Bumblebee Network. You can find out more information about this show or the network at bumblebeenet.com. That is BUMBLEB net.com.
This podcast recorded before a live internet audience. To learn how to listen and watch live, visit tunein.alphageekradio.com.
Damn, that was just under the gun. That was pretty good, pretty good. But hey, that Will do. All right. Alpha Geek Radio is already out, so I am done. For now. But we'll see you guys on Saturday. Bye-bye. Saturday, same time, guys.